In this lesson, we'll take a look at how to draw a cat with pastels. We'll start with a contour line drawing using white pastel pencil on Canson Mi-Tente's pastel paper. We'll work on the smoother side of the surface. We'll start in the area of the eyes since this will be the focal point, and we'll start with a light application of light blue. Over the top, we'll add a bit of Van Dyke brown for a bit of variety, and to darken the value slightly, we'll add an application of dark gray. A few bits of cobalt blue are also added. We're working quickly here, just applying various colors to build up depth in the color, and of course to develop the colors that are observed. We'll add a bit of lighter value on the lower portion of the eye, and to do this we'll apply a bit of the white pastel pencil over the top. We'll add a couple of highlights before proceeding any further with the white pastel pencil, and then we can develop some of the darker values. We'll start with the pupil, and for this we'll apply a black pastel pencil. Around the edges there's a dark outline, and there's a few dark shadows on the upper portion of the eye around the highlights. With the blending stomp, we can go back in and blend some of these applications to make more of a smoother appearance. We're just basically working the pastel applications into the tooth of the paper. We'll soften up the edges around the pupil as well. And then we can pull some of that dark black into areas of the eye, darkening the value in areas. We'll go back over the top with a few more applications of our colors, including light blue and a bit more white at the bottom portion of the eye. And then back with the blending stomp to darken up some of the values further before moving on to the next eye. We'll approach this eye with the same procedure. We'll start with an application of light blue, a bit of Van Dyke brown, and some dark gray. We'll make the bottom portion of the eye a bit lighter, and then we'll add the highlights. Then we can focus on the darker values in the darker areas of the eye. We'll address these again with the black pastel pencil. We'll add a bit of shadow just underneath the eyelid, and then blend these applications with the blending stomp. The blending stomp works the pastel material into the tooth of the paper, creating a smoother appearance and a more representational one as well. We'll add a stronger highlight on the right edge of the eye. And then we'll add a few more marks of our colors, including Van Dyke brown and cobalt blue. For the upper eyelid, we'll add a bit of the color light flesh, and then we'll add just a bit of pink. To create a bit of contrast around the eyelid, we'll add a few strokes to indicate the fur. We'll do this with the white pastel pencil initially. Now we can evaluate the upper eyelid, and we see that it needs to be a little bit darker, so we'll add